Welcome to our lesson on The Treasure in the Forest, a short story by H.G. Wells. This is a story about a treasure hunt, but it is also a story about greed, mystery, crime, and consequences. As we move through the presentation, notice how the search for gold changes from an exciting adventure into a dangerous moral lesson. H.G. Wells was an English novelist, journalist, sociologist, and historian. He is famous for imaginative works such as The Time Machine, The Invisible Man, and The War of the Worlds. The Treasure in the Forest is an ominous adventure and mystery story. Ominous means that something dangerous seems likely to happen. In this lesson, we will understand the plot, characters, symbols, themes, and common NEB examination questions. Keep one question in mind. What happens when the desire for wealth becomes stronger than judgment and morality? The story takes place on a tropical coral island. The island has a lagoon, a river, a beach, thick green forest, huge trees, creepers, and deep shadows. The setting is beautiful, but it is also isolated and dangerous. This contrast creates suspense. Evans and Hooker are two British treasure hunters. They are not innocent explorers because they have stolen Chang He's map and murdered him. Chang He discovered and reburied the treasure. The dead treasure seeker later becomes a warning of what can happen to careless hunters. Evans and Hooker paddle all night from the mainland in a small canoe without proper supplies. They carry an old and damaged map. It shows the bay, reef, river, palm trees, and the place where the treasure is buried. However, the map also contains small dashes pointing in different directions. The men cannot understand these marks. They are so focused on the gold that they fail to study the map carefully. These unexplained dashes are an example of foreshadowing because they prepare us for the danger at the end. During the journey, Evans falls asleep and dreams about the night when he and Hooker learned Chang He's secret. In the dream, Chinese men discuss gold from a Spanish galleon that was wrecked long ago. Chang He discovered the old ingots, buried them again, and prepared a secret method to protect them. The dream includes Chang He's frightening grin, fire, and images of gold. These images reveal Evans's guilt, fear, and uncontrolled desire. The dream connects the treasure with crime and violence before the men even reach the forest. After following the landmarks, the two men enter the forest. They find a heap of stones, a freshly dug hole, and a Chinese man lying dead nearby. His neck is purple and swollen, and his hands and ankles are enlarged. This body should make the treasure hunters stop and investigate. Instead, they focus on the yellow bars of gold visible in the hole. This creates irony. The warning is directly in front of them, but greed prevents them from understanding what it means. Evans pulls out a gold ingot and feels a thorn prick his hand. Even then, the men continue because they want to carry as much gold as possible. They place the treasure in a jacket and begin to move back toward the canoe. Soon, Evans starts to sweat, ache, and convulse. Hooker is also pricked while rearranging the gold. At last, Hooker understands the map. The small dashes represent poisoned thorns planted around the treasure. They understand the warning only after the trap has already worked. The first major theme is greed and temptation. The promise of gold makes the men ignore thirst, exhaustion, crime, and visible danger. The second theme is crime and punishment. Evans and Hooker murder Chang He and steal his map, and the treasure hunt finally destroys them. The third theme is suspense and mystery. The tropical island, dead body, strange map, and unexplained marks keep readers uncertain about what will happen. The fourth theme is lack of foresight. The men look at the map, but they fail to interpret its warning.
The treasure symbolizes wealth that attracts people but cannot guarantee safety or happiness. The poisoned thorns symbolize the hidden consequences of greed and violence. The map represents knowledge, which is useful only when it is carefully understood. The forest represents beauty, mystery, and danger existing together. The dead body is a visible warning that the treasure is not freely available. Wells also uses foreshadowing through the dashes and the dead man. He uses irony because the men find what they want, but the discovery brings death instead of success. The story does not present treasure as a reward for courage. It presents treasure as a temptation that exposes character. Evans and Hooker choose violence before reaching the island, and their greed makes them ignore every warning. The ending suggests that wealth obtained through crime and selfishness carries its own punishment. Ambition must be combined with ethics, patience, preparation, and careful judgment. The main moral is simple. Greed and criminal pursuit of wealth can destroy the very people who seek it. For short answers, you may be asked to describe the tropical setting, explain the dashes on the map, discuss why the men take the risk, or describe the dead man. For long answers, you may need to explain the story as a mystery story, discuss greed as the central theme, explain how the setting creates suspense, or comment on the ending. Use a 4-step method. First, make a clear claim. Second, mention a specific event. Third, explain its meaning. Finally, connect the event to the theme or moral. Let us revise the plot in one chain. Stolen map, canoe journey, Evans's dream, tropical forest, dead body, gold ingots, poisoned thorns, and the death of both men. Remember the author, H.G. Wells. The main characters, Evans, Hooker, and Chang He. And the meaning of the dashes, which mark the poisoned thorns. The main message is that greed and crime lead to destruction. The presentation is based on NEB Plus 2 notes, the SR Zone, and the American Literature full text. Thank you, and remember, read carefully, think ethically,